business owners, parents, teachers, educators. We have a very wide group of people who are in front of the candidates. We have a very good group of candidates up here. We will start with the questioning now. There are 8 questions on our list. We will get to as many as we can. Each of the questions I'll be asking a question. We'll go in order. You'll answer those. You will have 60 seconds, which is a lot shorter than 2 minutes. 60 seconds to answer the question, and the yellow card will go up at 30 seconds. So we have 30 seconds left inside that. We will go through them as quick as possible. Again, I'll read the question and then we'll move forward, and then there'll be people moving in, so I may reread the question as we go along. And then we'll get to audience questions toward the end. The first question I'm going to ask is, it's been said that our youth are leaving school unprepared to enter higher education or the job market. How can the school board change this outcome? Jacob Caldwell.
I probably regret saying this, but I think these kinds of questions get ahead of ourselves a little bit. Because I don't think the school board is going to play the function of changing the way kids are educated as much as it is going to change the way administrators and teachers relate to each other and teachers relate to their students. Having qualified my answer in that way, though, I think in order to look towards the future, the school board has to make sure we have the best technology available given budget constraints, and that we maintain an adaptable curriculum, a curriculum that affords some changes that keep up with the times, keep up with industry, keep up with progress in the models of education that are available. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you. Jason Silva.
Okay. I beg to differ with that question right there. I've seen, and I have one child that has gone to the system. He's, like I say, he's currently a student at Occidental College. It's not an easy school to get into, and he's made the dentist 3 times. So that shows the ability and the tools that we have in our school system to make our kids succeed. He was one of them, and he's not the only one. There's plenty out there. But I do see the needs that we have there to address the kids that don't have a voice, that don't have the engagement of the parents in their lives. And at that point, these are the tools that we need to change with the collaboration of Taos Community Foundation, with UNM. These are the tools that we need to kind of take us to the next direction, though. But it's something that is already in place, and our staff and administration, students and kids, everything has the tools to succeed at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Stephen Ward.
Thank you. I disagree a little bit. I think the board has to lead and has to bring ideas forth for discussion, both with the superintendent as well as the staff and the wider community. Yes, we have a lot of good parents that raise kids and get them through the system. We have a lot of dedicated teachers. They're doing a good job. Administration, in a lot of ways, is doing a good job, but still, somehow, some of our kids are falling through. And so we have to find ways to help them. We have to do things like transition them into high school with a transition program into 9th grade, which is shown to be the key grade for success in the high school. We have to keep up literacy programs in the high school. We have to strengthen vocational programs as well as the academic. So there's a large number of ideas out there and things that have worked for other schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Zach Cordova.
The question states that unprepared. Where do we go for our youth that are unprepared? We go right back to our students, I believe. We ask why aren't we validating our students? Why aren't we successfully teaching our students? That's number one, is our students. Number two is going to our teachers, communicating with our teachers. What tools are necessary for you to be a success, for our children to be a success? We communicate with our teachers, number one, bottom line. And also I believe this is important, going back into our elementary years of our kids emphasizing and focusing on writing, arithmetics, language, making sure that they understand those and making sure we're not just passing them, just filtering them through the systems, and making sure they have a comprehension of what those are before we can say they are successful in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Isaiah Pacheco?
Yeah, I would say that there's many ways in which the school board can aid the school in bettering the outcomes of our students. One of those things is increasing the amount of work that the high school does with the University of New Mexico. Now, we already have a lot of programs that work in collaboration with the UNM Taos. However, I think improving AP in class will better prepare students to not only face higher education, but the world. I think it's absolutely important that we prepare our students not only in a vocational way, but also in a way that suits them best and prepares them for college. And the only way to do that is working with a college, and thankfully Taos has access to a great community college, UNM. Thank you.
Mr. Velasquez?
Thank you. The school board is primarily responsible for establishing policy and managing the budget. So I think the primary ways the school board can influence higher preparedness for our young people is to ensure that, again, academic standards, superior curriculum, and that we especially focus on literacy. And in our schools, we encourage, presentations where our students learn how to talk to people, and then quality teachers and staff. And then we have to cooperate and work with our superintendent. Thank you.
There's been a few people arrived, Mr. Chaps. Let me read the question again. It has been said that our youth are leaving school unprepared to enter higher education or the job market. How can the school board change this outcome? Mr. Chavez.
Starting in 2012, actually this year's 11th grade class, in order to graduate, you need to pass the New Mexico SBA, which is a standards-based assessment. In order to prepare students to pass that SBA, we need to have consistency and coordination in our educational plan. The consistency provides the method for teaching, as it provides communication as what's to be taught as well as how it's to be taught. And the coordination helps us with our transitions from elementary to middle school to high school. We need to have both consistency and coordination to be able to make those transitions so that all of our students get from one place to the next without being left behind or without having those skills that they need. And I think that we also need to have a little bit of flexibility with the creativity of our teachers so that they can still meet the requirements of the consistency, but also can be creative in the way that they do it to teach our kids in the most appropriate way that they feel that they can. Thank you.
Thank you. Naomi Martinez.
This question can be viewed in many different ways. I viewed it as our high school students taking off into the real world and not being prepared for the life that comes with it. I mean, if they graduate from high school, that's a pretty good profession right there. You've been a professional student for the last 12 years of your life. I feel that on a tight budget, community outreach would be a very strong encouragement to get active members of the community to come in more than just once and teach our kids life skills of day to day. Another focus would be to take a look at the intensity of the already established classes as far as the career prep class that they have at the high school and the family consumer sciences. That's most of the time just an elective class. It's not anything that's mandatory. And I feel that these kids get out there into the real world and can't balance a checkbook with their debit card, and there we go.
Thank you.
I'll just leave it at that.
Fred Peralta.
In order to prepare our children for the future and being able to get into a higher education, whether it be technical or college, and be into the job market, it has to start in kindergarten. And we have to work from the very beginning to create a system in which our kids get the basics at level of tools that they need to learn in the grade school. And it works up from there. But really what it is the team of teachers who have control over our children that we have to support and supply them with the proper tools that they need to do the educational system, and not the other way around. They are the ones that are going to be in there, so they need to be on board, working with our kids, and make it happen. And we have to, as a community and a board, support them.
Thank you. Gene Sanchez.
My son just retired from the Air Force, and in his closing statements, he said that when he graduated from high school in Kentucky, he got a diploma, but he didn't get an education. And that was in 1983, and apparently it doesn't look like things have improved much. I believe what we need to do as board members is see that the reforms under House Bill 212 are met. And I really believe in these reforms. One, we need a multicultural education system. We need to hire teachers, highly educated, good, diverse teachers. We need to make teachers, students, board members accountable, and we need to integrate the cultural strengths of our community into our curriculum. We also need to get parent involvement. That is one of the most important things that we can do.
Thank you, sir.
I know.
The next question, we'll start with Jason Silva on this question and move forward. It says, in today's economy, the importance of education beyond high school is crucial to the competitiveness in the job market. What are some ways the community college and the school district can work together to identify and better serve the career tech needs of students? Mr. Silva.
Yeah, this is something that we can work with, which we're already going at it, is work of collaboration with UNM. If most of you don't know, our UNM is renting our facilities at the vocational program, and they're giving us something back. But there's stuff that we need to kind of go more forward, though. There's more than just what they're showing right now. We need to kind of bring something a little more innovative, something that we can use to this new day in life. My vision is to have a film program, something that we can bring to what the state is having to offer at this time, something that's a little more than what we have, but at the same time, we need to be keep the core that we have with plumbers, mechanics, electricians. It's something that's an everyday thing and something that we'll always need. We just need to take that to the high-tech level, because right now you can't be a mechanic with just a number of tools. You need computers. You need different stuff that is a little more technical, and that's something that we need to bring back to our community and just be a little more innovative, please. Thanks.
Stephen Ward.
To build on those comments, I think the business community, the chamber, school district, UNM Taos needs to get together and have a detailed dialogue on what careers are out there, what fields we should be training our students for, and then set up some integrated programs between high school classes, with academic or vocational, and classes at UNM, so you have an integrated set of coursework. So high school graduate that goes on and gets an associate degree or vocational degree smoothly. And as part of that, the high school student should be encouraged to set up such a personal graduation, a personal learning plan that would encompass both their high school as well as training beyond that. Thank you.
Thank you. Zach Cordova.
I think this question is crucial to a lot of our students in the school system right now that aren't those students that are ready for college. Let's say we have a student that's just doesn't feel they're prepared for college at this point, but do we turn our back on them? No, this is where vocational programs come in that are already working hand in hand with our high school. When our high school works with our UNM branch to bring in vocational programs, we can get a success for these kids. We can bring in programs to them, just as they mentioned, mechanics. Let's use that as an example. A mechanic, let's get them a certified mechanic. Let's make these kids as best that they can to serve us as a community. Make those programs available for them. I was a TVI product. I have nothing wrong with secondary education being vocational. I think they work hand in hand, especially in the community that we live in. It's something we can't let vocational studies go to the wayside, I believe. Thank you.
Isaiah Pacheco?
I certainly agree with the question that it's getting more challenging to, get out there in the world without having a proper education, and I think certainly working with upper education is absolutely important. I think right now we have advanced placement classes in the high school, and I think that's absolutely important. I think that one of the things we should look at is offering courses from UNM at high school level and not calling them advanced placement, not saying that students need to be advanced in them, to be in them, just saying that they need to be students, that they can have the faith in themselves to be in such classes. And I think having joint degree programs and just working together with the community college is absolutely key. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Enrico Velasquez?
I lived in Germany, Stuttgart, Germany for 3 years during my Marine Corps career, and one of the things that I was very impressed about with the German populace was their support of the technical trades. Their schools had, superior curriculums, and the instructors were all, master craftsmen. So I think it would benefit us to study their curriculum, their system, and also, again, literacy. If our students are superior readers, they're going to be able to comprehend and do better in their studies.
Thank you. David Chavez?
Some of this coordination between the UNM campus and the Taos High School is already happening, and we're having very, very successful results. This is seen in our culinary, business, and green building programs, where we have students that are going to national competitions because they're prepared so well through these different types of career tech programs. And a clear example is the Green Tech program, which is taking students, developing these trades that we know are going to be needed in the near future with respect to energy, solar energy, green technologies. What we really need to do is coordinate what is needed for future careers in our community, and then develop those career tech programs and come up with curriculum between the UNM campus and between the high school to better achieve the needs of our students. Thanks.
Naomi Martinez.
Wow, getting down to me, I kind of feel like I almost sound like a broken record here. But also, I do agree with some of the things everyone else has said about focusing more on the up-and-coming industries and have some of those classes made available through UNM as well to Taos High School, the vocational program, the music department. There is all high-tech included in both of those. The skills competition that the culinary arts program has been succeeding in also has other vocational standards in there. If these programs do take off, which we hope they do, there are national competitions that they can also compete at. Thank you.
Thank you. Fred Peralta.
The collaboration between UNM and the high school, I think, is terrific. But we need to go a little bit more. We need to communicate with the industry out there to assist us in identifying what is the educational needs of their employees. So that there has to be a coordination between industry and our educational system to ensure that the educational program is geared to and effective so that when our students get through, they're able to be employed immediately. And that's what's important. When you look at many places such as Austin, Texas, what they did in bringing in the universities, not to tell the industry there what they needed, but to sit back and say, we're here to help you educate your employees. And that's what we need to have, is that sort of collaboration going on so that our students are well educated and immediately able to
Thank you.
enjoy employment.
Thank you, sir. Gene Sanchez.
Fred, I agree with your point there, and not all of our kids are going to go to college, and we do need a good, strong vocational school. UNM is excellent, and I'll tell you, the Taos schools are excellent too. I don't care what AYP says, we have good schools here. What we need to do is develop our, you're using up my time, develop our vocational schools to teach everything from agricultural to eco up to high tech, and there's my time. Oh, 30 more seconds. We do have a good program going now, like the culinary arts. And we at one time had a very, very good auto mechanic shop at the high school. It's been closed down. I don't know what it's used for, but we need to start bringing back vocational training. In between these two educational facilities that we have here in Taos, we can very well succeed. I can't tell the difference between yellow and red, I guess.
Jacob Caldwell.
Thank you. Yeah, I tend to agree with most everything that's been said. We have to continue to improve the level of collaboration between UNM Taos and the high school in this example, but in other communities, the same level of collaboration needs to be achieved. We need to stay ahead of the curve, rely on the academic and research tools of the university to identify the industries that are going to be available in the future to a place like Taos, like renewable energy, and make sure that through that collaboration, we're providing those skill sets to the students, whether it's as students in Taos High School or at UNM Taos. But through kind of these collaborative efforts, we could seek funding together. I'm certain there are opportunities in that regard that could be taken advantage of. And I'm a big fan of collaboration. I know that sounds strange, being that I work at the county, but that's a joke.